Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Barnard Refresh, the summer series led by student experience and engagement, which helps reintroduce you to campus resources and the staff who provide these resources. So every Friday this summer at noon Eastern Standard Time, we go live on Facebook and YouTube to interview a staff representative from an office on campus. Then the following Tuesday, we have our Treat Yourself Tuesday event where we have snacks on Furman Field at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time as well, along with the staff member that we just interviewed that Friday before. So we're excited to keep this series going. And the person that we have today is someone amazing. So today we have Dr. Christy DeBreo Otero, who is a staff psychologist and outreach coordinator at Furman Counseling Center. Her clinical interests include emerging adulthood, identity formation, anxiety, social connections, and the impact of personal, social, and cultural impact on well-being. In her role as outreach coordinator, she collaborates with campus partners to facilitate wellness programming for students with the focus on challenging the mental health narrative for individuals from marginalized groups and decreasing the stigma associated with mental health. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Christy DeBreo Otero to Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so grateful to have you as a representative of Furman Counseling Center, which is a resource that is much needed and much appreciated by the campus community. So just excited to kind of talk through all that you have to offer and encouraging our students to utilize you and your team's services.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us about your role on campus and what your office does.
Sure. So I am staff psychologist and also the outreach coordinator. So that means that I get to work with your office and other offices and campus partners, and we collaborate and we try to make sure that we highlight like mental health topics that are important to our campus community. So, and these topics vary. Sometimes it's in response to like what's happening right now, like what may be happening outside the Barnard community, within the Barnard community. Sometimes we do hear from students and we get feedback like, we really want to hear more about like disordered eating, or we want to talk more about relationships. So we do get our ideas for outreach topics also from students as well, and we welcome that because that really helps in programming.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're really focused on, and we love hearing feedback from students, and it's really important to us that we're also making sure that we reduce the stigma associated with mental health. So we're inviting students, we want to hear from them. We do offer like individual counseling for students who want to meet with us one-on-one, but we also have more open spaces where students can feel like, you know what, I want to gather with a group of people and hear more and learn more and have a conversation. So there's space for that as well.
Yeah, and it's amazing that you all are doing work to destigmatize, mental health. It's something that's really crucial for our campus community, and especially for marginalized groups on campus, to understand that there shouldn't be a stigma associated with mental health and wellness. So part of that is kind of the space and how it's created and set up. So I'm sure many students, especially our incoming students or first years who may not have been on campus yet due to the pandemic, where's your office located, and perhaps tell us one of your favorite things about your space.
Okay, so we are located in Hewitt. So go into the quad and you're going to see a big building. It says Hewitt on it. So we're in 100 Hewitt Hall. And in terms of the space, so actually I just changed offices. So I'm getting used to this space that I'm in. But what I really like about the Furman space, like we're kind of like a family here. So we do, like after our sessions and our finished meeting with students, we kind of check in with each other and we have that time just to connect. So I really appreciate that about the space. And right now I'm liking this new space I'm in because it's a bit more open. So trying to figure out how I want to decorate and make it my own, but I do like that it has some character to it. So I'm looking forward to decorating.
Yeah, and can you explain for us a little more about the resources, students can find in your office? I know you mentioned some, kind of group work. I know there's individual work, perhaps there are programs, that you all are doing or considering, providing in the fall. So like, just tell us more about what's going on there.
Of course. So we do offer individual counseling. And we know for, some students, before coming to Barnard, maybe they've had some experience with one-on-one counseling, so they're kind of used to it. But for those of you who haven't, what we do is we set up a school appointment. And that's to get an idea of what you're looking for support with, and also to help us then recommend like specific resources, or maybe match a student to a clinician who may be able to support them in like a specific area. So we're doing some gathering of data first, and then we have an intake, which is a longer process. It's more of like an interview where we get to know more in depth, your history, as well as your current concerns. And then from there, we're really working with you and collaborating with you to come up with goals. What is it that we work on? And I know sometimes when I work with students, they come to me and they say, actually, I'm not really sure, and that's okay. Like, it's okay if you come to us, you're like, I think I need to talk to someone, but I'm not really sure what it is. Totally fine. We're here to kind of like help you like work through that. So that's like individual counseling. Something I do want to put out there, because I feel like this is something circulating around that Furman, like release session limits and like we put students out. And I do want to say that we do offer short-term counseling. So that is a service. And that's because there's so many students and not enough of us. And we want to make sure that we get to everyone, and like students who do need us are able to seek out our services. So don't turn anyone away. There isn't a magic session number. The amount of times that we do meet with a student, it depends on what their needs are. So there isn't a magic number with that, and I wanted to put that out there. In addition to the individual counseling, there's also opportunities to attend one of our groups. So right now we're not sure which specific topics we'll focus on for the incoming fall, but what we tend to offer are, there's a group called 3 C's, comfortable, confident, connected, and it's all about like social connections. We're hoping for that one in the fall. We also do support groups as well, where we co-lead with one of the other partners. So I co-lead a support group with Dean Janima Gideon from Access Barnard. So I support groups, so that's something we're hoping to continue doing. We're also hoping to continue to have a support group for women of color as well. So definitely, if you want more information on our groups, I would recommend checking out our website, and that's where we're going to post the most up-to-date information about like what we're offering and about like scheduling appointments and that process. So we put everything on there. Yeah.
No, perfect. And it's, I appreciate that you talked about session, limits and kind of the myths around that. I've worked at many college campuses, and that's always something that comes up, because many college campuses, as you said, with just the number of staff and the number of students, it's usually short-term care, but they're never going to turn anyone away. It's like if you need additional sessions, they're going to work with you, to do that. And I'm sure there are also opportunities for students to connect with folks in the community. So are there kind of outside partnerships that Furman works with that students can be connected to as well?
Yeah, so what we do, something I did forget to mention, we also have psychiatrists on staff too. So for students who, we may refer them to consult with a psychiatrist depending on how they're presenting, or maybe that student just wants to meet with a psychiatrist to explore medication. There's that there's that option as well. What we do have on our website and what we're constantly updating are the resources. So we have a lot of resources depending on what students will be seeking out. Like I know something that has really been a conversation this past year is like exploring identity and the way that people are feeling targeted and how that's impacting their mental health. So we do have some of those resources like on our website, and we're constantly updating. So we find something that we feel that students may connect with, we put it on there, and some of those resources are also like specific organizations too. So they're out there. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but they're all on there, and I invite you to check them out.
Yes, yes. So as you're hearing, there are quite a bit of resources that students can utilize, which is amazing. And as we're kind of coming into the new academic year, as we mentioned earlier with the pandemic, we're going back to in-person instruction and engagement. There are many students who either haven't been on campus in about 18 months, or those who haven't seen campus at all. Some may be wanting to connect with your office right away. Should they reach out now over the summer to start making those connections with you all? And if so, what does that look like?
Well, we invite students to start reaching out to us when it gets a little bit closer to when classes are supposed to start, which I know is in September. So if you want to start reaching out to us, let's say towards the end of August, I think that's a really great time, because that's when we can start scheduling students and so they can have their appointments to meet with us. So that would be a good time. The reason why we tend to do that is because we want to make sure that we're not kind of seeping into that NSOP orientation time, and we know that students are trying to figure out campus, and we want to give you space to do that. So end of August, beginning of September, that's a really good time. But no time is absolutely perfect. So if throughout the school year, if you feel like you do want to meet with us, you can make it on time. Our hours for the summer though are 9 to 6, Monday through Thursday, and Friday 9 to 5.
Okay.
So that's when, and right now we're virtual, but when the fall comes, we are planning to be in person. So we are planning to meet with students in person.
And will virtual options still be provided to students, or will all services be provided in person?
We are considering that, and there'll be more information to come about in terms of requesting those appointments and how it would look with scheduling. But we'll be transparent about putting that information on our website, or letting students know when they call to make an appointment, in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. That's great. And one of the things that we like to stress is the importance of wellness, kind of whatever that may mean, for students. And I know our offices have collaborated many times on wellness weeks and different events of that nature. Are there similar things in kind of the works for Furman now to focus on wellness and educate students about the importance of taking care of themselves?
So right now we're in the process of planning that, and trying to figure out specific topics that we do want to focus on and who we want to collaborate with. I will say though, kind of a theme that we do want to focus on for this year is social connections and helping people to build social connections. We're aware that, during the pandemic, so many of us have been isolated. We've been social distancing, and now that we're coming back, getting some support with how to seek out those social connections, how to feel more comfortable. So we definitely, we're planning to do some work around that. It may be in the form of a workshop, it may be discussion based, it may be a structured activity, or we're hoping to collaborate with some campus offices to do some work around that. And we're also going to continue to drive home the focus on wellness, and kind of have more conversations about barriers that get in the way. So we understand that there's so many reasons why, you may not be feeling well, and we don't want students to feel shame and guilt about that. And we want to help you explore and understand what's getting in the way of that. So the planning is still happening, and we're hoping to continue updating our website. We're also hoping, we don't have this yet, but like more of a social media presence, and that information will put on our website as well, like in the upcoming, so students can, access this in different ways and the information.
Yeah, definitely. So students, who are watching this, definitely, take advantage of all the resources available, to you via Furman. It's really important to, focus on your mental health and, wellness. I know my therapist is, a lifesaver, for me. Like, I enjoy that connection and, utilizing that resource, greatly to ensure that, I can be in a good place and kind of have, what wellness means to me and kind of practice that, that self-care.
I'm so glad you said that, Deshaun, like wellness, what it means to you, because I think so much of the talk right now is like wellness can sound so prescriptive. So we want to definitely make sure that, we have room for voices and like talking about like what wellness looks like. It's very individualized.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly, because what may work for one person may not work, for another. And like you said, I also appreciate that you mentioned that there are times where people are not going to feel well, and there shouldn't be shame, and that's okay. Sometimes, we need to sit with that and, unpack that to kind of get to that next stage. So just really make normalizing, all of these things is an important part of the community and how we support and take care of one another. Yeah. So is there anything that, you would like to share or get out there before, we call it a wrap?
So I invite everyone to come to Furman. We do not turn anyone away. No question is like too big or too small. So please, check us out. I know that some students have some concerns about, what it means to talk about their wellness, and they may feel like some shame surrounding that, or maybe there's information that they shouldn't reveal about themselves or family. So we, just to let everyone know, we do, we're a confidential resource. So we're not going to share information. We're very concerned about, the safety of our community. So we're definitely, upholding that. But we want to make sure that students feel that they have the space, and they have the space to talk about how they're feeling, what's going on. We will this year be like talking to students a lot about checking in. I think that we've all had a lot of time to be alone with our thoughts, and sometimes our relationships with our thoughts are complicated. So we want to make sure people are checking in to figure out what it is that they need. So we're going to be talking to students about that, and just also excited to welcome everyone back. And I know that it's a transition. So transition means that doesn't mean everything's going well at first. That's okay when you're transitioning. So if you need some help with the transition, if things are not going well, if you're not even sure if things are going well, seek us out. We're all here to help you explore that and unpack that.
Absolutely. So thank you again, Dr. Debreo Otero, for being here and sharing with us all of the resources available at Furman, students, our refreshers, as I'm going to call you all. Definitely, reach out to Furman and connect. There are amazing people who work in that office, and we've collaborated with them many times and developed really great relationships with the team in Furman. And we want you all to develop those relationships as well. And for the folks who are on campus or have access to campus, you can find, the Student Experience and Engagement team along with Dr. Debreo Otero on August 3rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Furter Field. We'll have snacks and treats, and you'll have an opportunity to meet us in person and connect. So we look forward to seeing you all and being able to engage with you in person. But again, thank you, Christy, and we wish you all a great weekend.
Thank you. Have a great weekend as well.
Yes.